Hey, what's up guys? I know I'm a little late with this video, but I had to let this movie marinate inside my brain just because it gave me all the feels that I wanted, that I needed. And I'll even watch this a second time and I just got some things to say and some things to discuss. So let's get into it.
I like it spooky.
Hunted by the fearsome warrior Sub-Zero, MMA fighter Cole Young finds sanctuary at the temple of Lord Raiden. Training with experienced fighters Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and the rogue mercenary Kano, Cole prepares to stand with Earth's greatest champions to take on the enemies from the outworld in high stakes to battle for the universe. Mortal Kombat is directed by Simon McCoy. And guys, to be honest, I'm not the hugest Mortal Kombat fan. I did play the game in Sega Genesis when I was just a youngster. I do remember a lot of the characters, and I did watch the original OG movie that came out in the early 90s. And I'm also currently playing a video game that's constantly being spit out at us almost every 2 years. But when I seen the trailer for this movie, I watched this John like 5 times. No lie. I was just so excited to see Mortal Kombat come back as a live action movie, and I was also excited to see some familiar faces. Unfortunately, I didn't go to the movie theater to see this movie. I sat at the comfort of my own home and watched it on HBO Max, and I felt like it was a lot better because I had my little sound bar on super loud, and I just wanted to get that full movie theater experience without me actually being in a movie theater, so I did the best I could do. I mean, we've been doing it for pretty much over a year now, so we're all used to it. But guys, this movie, I felt like, in my opinion, was a good time. I actually enjoyed almost every bit of it. I know there's some cheesy moments in it, and there's some campy moments, and just some bad dialogue, but come on, it's a Mortal Kombat movie. How serious are you really taking this film? Now, this movie does have more of a serious tone compared to the movie that came out in 1995, but this movie was such a good time, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us in the next sequel. Now, I do believe that this movie is supposed to be a part of a trilogy, and this is the first one that we got so far. Now, I know people was expecting a big tournament and a crazy brawl. I was too. I was disappointed by that. We didn't get that, but we did get some awesome fight scenes, and they setting this movie up to be a part of a trilogy. So obviously this is going to be the first movie here. We're going to get a second one, and for what I read, the writers are planning to do the tournament maybe in the second movie and do a post-tournament in the third movie. In my opinion, I really felt like they should do the tournament in the last movie because that's when all hell would break loose and all the craziness would happen, but I'm not too sure as an audience member and you know how everybody attention span will be, so people might just give up before the third movie. So maybe it's best for them to do it in a second movie and they get to choose to see the third movie afterwards. Reasons why I love this film is the fight sequences. We are all watching Mortal Kombat to see the fight sequences, the fatalities, you know, just the cheesy quote lines that we got from the movie and from the video games. We were all here to see that. I'm just going to start off by saying that the fight scenes and the choreography was amazing. I wish I was skilled like that because my coordination is way off. So I know I can't fight like these people, and even if you try to teach me how to do some of these things, it's not going to work well for me. So shout out to all the actresses, the actors, the stuntmen, the stuntwomen, because they did the damn thing. Another thing I liked about this movie is that you got some of the characters using the dialogue from the video games, you know, as far as saying Kano wins and flawless victory and things like that. I just felt like I was a kid again watching this movie, and it just gave me all those feels from when I first played the game on Sega Genesis. So watching this as a grown man just got me super excited, and I said, you know what, this can't be a Mortal Kombat movie if they don't say those lines. Another fun thing are the fatalities. The fatalities, the blood, the gore, the awesome one-liners at the end of the fatalities, just all of that stuff. Before we get into my dislikes in this movie, I have to give a shout out to Mekhi Brooks, who played Jax. He did an awesome, amazing job playing Jax. I liked him. I wasn't expecting him to be this good. And I also have to give a shout out to Joe Taslim, who plays Sub-Zero, because that man... And I'm not one who's really attracted to the bad guy. I'm always rooting for the good guy. I've always been that person. But in this movie, in this case... Sub-Zero all the way, baby. They did a good job with Sub-Zero. Every time they showed this man, it was kind of like a horror movie. You just see him appear, the camera kind of shifts to one side, and when it's just back to that one side of where it was before, you just see him pop up. Just his introduction alone as Sub-Zero was haunting. Like those, he just looks intimidating. They legit made this man scary, in my opinion. Like, he was actually terrifying. And even when he was going against Scorpion, I was kind of low-key rooting for Sub-Zero, but I love some Scorpion just because he, you know, in the beginning of the movie, some things happen, so you have to root for him. But Sub-Zero in this movie, and everybody says Kano stole the show, and to some degree, he did, but I still give it to my man Sub-Zero. And speaking of Kano, let's get into my dislikes. Kano, I did enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. He was a good time for maybe the first couple of minutes when I seen the man. But then after a while, I felt like they focused too much on his character. And I get it, his character is supposed to be this shitty human being or whatever, but they focus too much on him, on trying to make him funny. And I feel like they spend most of the time on him where they could have used a lot of that time on other characters that were underdeveloped. Like, we get it, he's supposed to be the comedy relief, and he was funny, like I said, to some degree, but after a while, it kind of just got old, and I feel like they could have just used a lot of that time to focus on some characters that should have been more, you know, developed. Another dislike I have with this movie is that a lot of the characters that I was happy to see didn't really get the shine that I feel like that they deserved. For characters like Goro, Melina, and Raiden, I feel like they should have been used better. But to my defense with Raiden, I know they're going to use him in the sequels and they're going to use him better there. So I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping that he gets the shine that he deserves, because Raiden was always my homie. I always used him in the video games. He's the God of Thunder. You cannot underuse Raiden. You just can't. So we did get a little taste of Raiden in this movie here, and I love what we got. I love the actor that played him. So I can't wait to see more of him in the sequels. Now for Melina and Goro, I know they're the villains, but I feel like they weren't used as much as they should have been. Going back to Kano, if you cut back some of the time that you gave him, you could have focused more on Melina, maybe possibly, you know, ripping open bodies and flesh, because she is like a zombie demon. She got those teeth that goes all stretched all the way back to the back of her damn head. She's a scary character. I feel like they didn't really use that in this movie, and then when they did, it was just like, all right, that's it. Wow. Okay. Bye, Melina. Hopefully you come back. And for Goro, I was always scared of this character in the video games, and I was also scared of him in the original movie. In this movie, I was not scared of Goro. I actually think that he looked like a relative of the Incredible Hulk. He literally looks like the Incredible Hulk with 4 arms and a ponytail on top of his head. The design for Goro, I really didn't like too much. I feel like they could have done a little bit more better with the CGI and maybe his design, and gave him like a different, unique look, but we still know it's Goro. I just didn't agree with him. I just couldn't get the Incredible Hulk out of my head. I just keep thinking about that. So I really feel like they should have designed him better and used him in a much proper way. I don't know, maybe he'll come back in the sequels as well and, you know, give the justice that Goro deserves, because even though he's a bad guy, I still like that character. Now I know a lot of people didn't really care for the character of Cole because they used him as like the main protagonist, and at first I did agree, but I actually grew to like him upon second watch. And that usually happens when I watch a movie for the second time. Like, I kind of change my mind on a lot of characters, so I strongly suggest when you watch a movie, maybe go back into it, because maybe you'll have a change of heart. So I really don't have an issue with Cole. The only thing I would probably say is maybe give him more of a personality, because his personality shined a little bit in the beginning, but then towards the remainder of the film, it just kind of fell short. And, you know, you thought he was going to be a little bit funny because his conversation with Sonya, and, you know, his, like, you know, going back and forth with her, you kind of got that feel like, all right, they're going to have a cool friendship. But, you know, they didn't really focus too much on that, because maybe they focused too much on Kano, giving him the funny one-liners, so they could have used that on Cole. My point is exactly as far as developing other characters instead of giving this one character all the funny lines. That's not that funny. But overall, guys, I enjoyed Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was a fun ride. I know it's been getting mixed reviews, but I'm one of those people that actually really enjoyed this film, and I can't wait for the other 2 sequels. Another thing I wish they used more too was the theme song. The theme song is obviously iconic. I just wish that they used the theme song a lot more. It's not really necessarily a dislike. It's just something that I wish that they did. So I just wish that they used the theme song more in the fight scenes, kind of paying homage to the original movie. But I will say that I like the new theme song. It still got that fun, upbeat, techno sound to it. It just has that little cinematic vibe to it. That's what kind of makes it different compared to the OG. But I just wish that they used it more in this movie. But overall, I give this movie a 4 out of 5. Yes, I'm that person. I'm giving this movie a 4 out of 5. And if you don't like it,
Bobby wins.
I highly recommend this movie. You're lying if you say you didn't at least enjoy some parts of the movie, and I feel like you should go watch it again, and maybe that'll change your mind. Go check out Mortal Kombat on HBO Max. You got less than a month to watch, and if you feel comfortable enough, it is out in theaters, so you can enjoy the whole cinematic experience on the big screen. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the movie in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, share with your family and friends, and show your boy some love. Thanks again for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.